Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna. If you're new here, I do makeup reviews, makeup tutorials, skincare, anything beauty related. I got you covered. Today's video, I want to talk about the Makeup by Mario, the Ethereal Eyes palette. This launched, I don't know why it got dark just now. This launched, I think, last month or in October. I can't remember. I picked it up. Well, my friend picked it up for me. At Sephora, she used her 20% off. Thank you, Laura, for doing that for me. So I wanted to try this palette out. I saw it when they were posting it and teasing it on Instagram, and I was like, ooh, you know, this looks nice. It's got shimmers in it. It's got matte shades. So that kind of got me to get it. This does retail for $68, so it is a little bit pricey. I don't know how much the matte palette, the first eyeshadow palette that he launched, cost. I passed on that because I'm really not a huge eyeshadow person, but I hear it's an amazing palette. This palette launched, I got this one because there was a mixtures of mattes and shimmers. Now, one thing I want to say is, and you can totally fast forward this part if you're not interested in it, but this palette has gotten some interesting reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people are completely underwhelmed by it. And being somebody who reviews makeup, I think it's, how do I say this without? So I review makeup, and I understand that, you know, some of you are very new to makeup. Some of you need the basics of makeup. Some of you are very advanced at makeup and you like more colorful looks and everything. And I think when it comes to reviewing makeup, if you know, somebody says like, okay, this is super basic, like so underwhelming, I'm going to disagree with that. I'm going to disagree with it because palettes like this are pretty essential in anybody's kit. Whether you do like to do your makeup more colorful, like these have the basics for transitional colors, all over colors. And for those saying that it's for like very basic or whatever, like that's okay. If you like to only use 3 colors on your eyes, it's okay if you want a natural eye. I'm somebody who, even though I do makeup, I review makeup all my everyday, I typically don't even wear eyeshadow. I'll occasionally throw like a little wash of shimmer or something in my crease. So the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like as a beauty content creator and influencer, it's my job to explain makeup, give a product a fair review. Now, if something is like just not working at all, whether it's texture or you know, formula doesn't last long, like totally understand that. But to kind of like crap on the palette because you find it underwhelming, I don't think that's fair because, you know, everybody has different tastes in makeup. That's all I want to say. I was really surprised to see such bad reviews about this because I think it's a really beautiful palette. So now getting into the meat of the review, I guess. I am going to do some swatching and I'm going to show you a demo. This, to me, is a makeup artist's dream. It has a ton of colors in it. It has transitional colors. It has colors that is going to work on fair skin, porcelain skin, medium skin tone, tan skin tone, even a deep, rich complexion. So from a makeup artist standpoint, this is in my kit. I've used it a couple of times. It's absolutely beautiful. The formula is buttery. It's smooth, very easy to blend. I personally didn't experience fallout really. And I'm going to let you guys look in close. I think the color story is nice. You have warm colors, you have a couple of cool colors, and you need that when you're working on different skin tones. Now, as far as ease of application for yourself, I think that, and I'm going to cut into my application as I speak. These colors are really nice. At first, I didn't think that the light color in this palette was going to work for me because I'm like, you know, we need something a little bit more of a warmer tone. I'm using kind of like a peachy, shellish color. I don't know how to describe it. On the back, these are numbered. But it actually was nice because it brightened up my eye. Now, for somebody who's porcelain, it may be a little bit too dark and you may need to use like a lighter, whiter eyeshadow just to kind of prop the eye area. These apply really nice. Obviously, you know, take your time with it. I always do a light layer. I'm not somebody who uses primer when it comes to eyeshadows. I've never used it. And this comes from my Bobbi Brown days and just working with Bobbi Brown herself. She never uses primers. It's something that it's something that I learned. So I prepped the eye area with the powder, and then I went in and I mixed a couple of shades to get into my crease. I'm showing you which colors I'm using, but I do eventually just mix it all. I find that these lay really nice on top of each other. Nothing is like not blending weird or anything like that. The color payoff is really beautiful. Now, you are more than welcome to use a primer if you want to use a primer. I don't use them like I mentioned before. The eyeshadows, like the shimmer shadows, are really pretty. I was surprised how much picked up when I used the brush. I feel like sometimes when we do shadows that have shimmers and we use a brush, like you either get nothing or it just gets all over the face. And you could see that I'm not getting fallout, which I love. Then it's got the perfect colors to line under the eyes, which I think is awesome. Sometimes if you don't know what to do, like if you have a darker line on the top, you'll want to get a softer line on the bottom just to kind of soften the eye, make the eyes look bigger. If you use too many dark colors, it'll kind of shrink up your eye or close up your eye. So super impressed. Super impressed. So it was super easy. Like you could do your eyes in like 5 minutes. Again, this is coming from somebody who I don't like to overcomplicate eye makeup. And I find when I do makeup on women that they don't want to overcomplicate it either. Sometimes they just want like a sparkle. Sometimes they want no sparkle. Sometimes they just want to, you know, minimize this part of their eye if they have a hooded eye. So I'm giving you this review from a consumer and from a makeup artist standpoint. And I think it's a really good palette. Let me show you some swatching real quick. Now the way this palette is, there's no names on the shadows. They're just like numbers. So I just want to kind of show you. And again, no primer. When I swatched, I literally just picked it up and swatched it with my fingers. Color payoff is really nice. Look at those shimmers. So I think the palette is really beautiful. It's definitely perfect for somebody like me who's super basic when it comes to my eyeshadows. Now I do love to incorporate color every now and then, but like for everyday, like a classic look, an everyday look, look for, you know, you're gonna go pick up your kids at school, and I'm saying that because I'm a mom and I'm approaching my mid-30s. So just so you kind of have an idea, like, okay, where's she coming from? What does she do, right? That's me. But also as a makeup artist, like I said before, these colors are, I would say this is a safe palette that you could even take from it being safe to it being something, you know, you can make this into a dramatic look. You can make it into a glam look. Or you can just use it as, like I said, an everyday palette. I think it's beautiful. It's very easy to use. If you struggle with eyeshadows, you're nervous, like to even do a look like this, I promise you, it's the easiest thing in the world. If you struggle with blending eyeshadows, now this is just my advice to you, I would skip the primer and just work off of your bare lid and use the shadow as primer itself. I think you're going to find that it's more forgiving. It's easier to blend out. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this. I was genuinely surprised the reviews that it was getting, that people were not impressed with it. Totally shocked me because I think it's a beautiful palette. The formula is nice. Pigmentation is there. Yeah, that's what I think about the Makeup by Mario Ethereal's eye palette. I hope that I helped you if you were on the fence about it or you weren't sure or you just wanted to know what the hell is up with this palette. That's what I think. So again, everybody's open to have their own opinion. You know, I'm not saying my opinion is right. I'm just saying I think the palette is not getting the credit that it's owed. I think it's a beautiful palette. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.